Welcome back, everyone. My name is Kay. This is the Pansy Picot podcast, where it's mostly knitting these days, but sometimes there might potentially be some cross-stitch or a little bit of sewing. You never know. I never know. But probably just knitting because I am obsessed with knitting right now. Guys, welcome to the Pansy Picot podcast. My name is Kay, and this is my craft room office, the croffice, as it were. Welcome to everybody who is new here. Hi, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy my knitting projects. Sometimes there's cross-stitch, but not today. Hello, and welcome back to all of my returning friends, and a big hug to all of you who have been here from the very beginning when I was just cross-stitch, and now we're pretty much just knitting. Here's the intro. Alright, knit stuff. I want to say knits and bits, but there's no bits, so it's just knits. But knits doesn't sound like anything. What was that silly song we sang last time? I want your knits? Something like that? I don't remember. Anyway, I was working on, last time I talked to you, so this is the Botanique shawl by Casapinka. And last time we spoke, I was right about where the marker is. So after we spoke, I finished up this lovely section of, they're called the hanging gardens, so here's like a little thistle slip, and then this design has a whole bunch of little baubles kind of near the end. And at this point in time, I went off the rails, and I was no longer following the pattern, how it was written, because I would have ended up doing this type of mesh stitch in this color. On the other end of the shawl is exactly this stitch in this color, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to repeat what I'd already done. I started in this color and went a ways and then went back to the pink. I should have just, kept on going with this for this whole section and not bothered with the mesh bit. It looks a little too stripey here near the end, and I think by doing, this pattern longer would have worked perfectly. I also had quite a bit of yarn left. I started doing with the pink, I just pulled it all the way through to the very dark color at the end, doing a slip stitch pattern that was detailed earlier in the pattern, but was done in a different way, so it looks quite a bit different. I wanted to use up more of my yarn and make it just a little bit longer. That's what I did. I did some of this with the pink. This is Free Spirit is the medium pink, and then Petals is the pink color, and Juneberry is the dark purple color, and then it's all Juneberry down here at the end for the finish. Have a few ends that I need to weave in, and I haven't quite got around to blocking it yet. I haven't blocked anything. I should block something because there's a whole pile going on over there, and work's been busy, so I haven't had a lot of time. Here's kind of a brief flyby. Whoops. So that's my Botanique. And it's huge. It's giant, and it's probably going to grow a little bit with blocking. So this is the first thing that I have finished. When I finished Botanique, I had nothing on the needles. That was like a clearing of the needles, 0 projects. Because I was waiting for Snark-o-Meter, the mystery knit along from Casapinka. If you want it to be a mystery, look away, because I'm just going to show you where I am. Clue 4 dropped today. Of course, I haven't done it since I'm recording with you guys, but we'll look at the first 3 clues so far. Where did I put my basket? Let's put the pattern with the basket so that it does not get lost. Got 2 balls of yarn attached, so this is going to be messy. Here we go. This one has been a little problematic for me. I was so excited to get started. I didn't pay attention, and this first section of garter is wrong. Oh well. It's supposed to be like a broken rib end down here. I just didn't read the pattern as well as I should have. Got super excited and just started going because yeehaw! Anyway, so this is wrong, but this is right. These little dots and some zigzags. This is a fun slip stitch pattern right here, and then that was, so up to here, right here was clue 1, right there, clue 1. Clue 2, we start with D, which is this pink. It is pinker than pinky than pink. And once again, I was not paying attention. And you can see here where I only slipped one stitch of the sparkly purple, I should have slipped 2 stitches of the sparkly purple. Ah, goodness gracious. Well, so I just continued on for the second repeat of the slip stitch portion, because if you repeat it, then it's a design element and not a mistake. So up here we get to this section, and you see I've organized it so it looks, they're offset. I call it a brick wall when you're looking at it this way, but it's easier to hold up this way. Anyway, I call this the brick wall. Well, these little slipped sections are not supposed to be offset like they are. They're supposed to be like this, like fence posts, like a slat. Whatever. But since these were one slip stitch and all lined up on top of each other, I didn't want to repeat the lined up on top of each other thing, so I purposefully offset them so I have a brick wall. Then I got into the lace, and the lace was all supposed to be the sparkly purple. But guys, I was kind of tired of using just sparkly purple for the background of my shawl, so I ran through all of my colors. So what's this? This is C and D and A, and the sparkly purple is B. And so that right here is the end of clue 2. There was only 3 repeats of the lace, but since I was just using a little bit of each of my other colors, I went ahead and did 4 repeats. So the next step is these little crossover stitches, which I did okay. I don't like doing them because you loop the needle, or you do like 3 yarn overs and then do a knit or a purl depending upon what the pattern calls for, and then you slide them off and slip them back and drop them off. Anyway, that's how you get the elongated stitches. I don't like doing it because when you try to put the stitches back on your needle after they've come off the needle and onto the cord, sometimes it gets too tight and it's just obnoxious, and I hate it, and I have a bad attitude. So I managed to do that without any mistakes. Then we managed to get into this section, some slip stitches and fun knitted bits, and I managed to do this one correctly. Then we have a little bit more lace up here, which I managed to do correctly. Right here is a little bit of faux fisherman's rib, mostly slip stitches between the purple and the pink. I did that correctly. And I have like 2 rows of stockinette striping right here. I have 3 more stockinette stripes to do before I'm officially done with clue 3, but I haven't done it yet just because I've been sidetracked with other things. You know how it goes. Here's my Snarkometer thus far. I kind of worry about that pink. It's really saturated, really bright, it's a powerful pink. The purple doesn't do much to calm it down like I thought it would. So there is my Snarkometer. Give me a minute while I put all this away. During the first couple weeks of Snarkometer, I actually had some time to work on a different pattern. Since I hadn't had anything cast on, I decided to start the Radvent wrap by Ambah O'Brien. There you go. Her patterns can be purchased on Etsy. I believe she has her own website, and Ravelry as well, in the event that Ravelry is not a good space for you. The reason I started this is because in Ambah O'Brien's, she has a forum discussion about upcoming festive sets and the plans that she has for this year's festive patterns. I believe she has a couple of DK patterns, a blanket and a shawl, a sweater, socks, and fingering weight, some stuff. I'm hoping that there is a fingering weight shawl because I bought 2 festive countdown boxes for the year. In there, one of the ladies who was discussing what they were ordering, what they were thinking about doing, showed that she had done the red Radvent wrap in the Snow Shadows colorway, which was the colorway that I ordered from Miss Babs. That was last year's Countdown Festive box. And so, of course, I thought it was beautiful, so I went ahead and cast it on right away. I'm knitting this with 2 circulars, magic loop, I guess. I so I have my Panda Bear stoppers on the ends on one side, and my needle, my 5s, and the 5s have been appropriated to a different pattern that I'm working on right now. I only had 2 sets of 5s, so I'm working on that, and I think that I'm short on yardage to finish this out as the pattern calls for. So I'm just using the lace join or the Russian lace join. It depends upon how you learned it and when you learned it, what the name might be. To just switch my yarns out as I come to the end of my balls of yarn. I have about 12 grams left for each. They started as 20 grams. I have about 12 grams left of each. So just whenever I run out, I get it put together. So right now we're in the creams and the whites. These will slowly fade towards a blue-gray, and then the blue-gray will fade towards a purple. And the purple is the reason why I love it. So I've been working on this in between clues for whatever that one was, Snark-o-Meter. And then I want to show you so you can see, but I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work. Down in there. Those are some of the colors that will eventually join the Radvent wrap. Reset. So the project that has my other size 5 needles on it is for the Just Beachy Mystery Knit Along by Lisa K. Ross, who is the designer behind the ice cream social wrap that Savannah So Livy Dyes Yarn is working on. Clue 1. If you don't want any more clue spoilers, just... Sorry, that's what I'm knitting, you guys. I am 2/3 of the way done with the clue this afternoon. Hopefully I should finish it up. And so here we go. We started with a little tiny point in the middle. We've worked out. She called these little conch stitches. They're kind of fun. A little bit of garter, some twisted ribs. These are lines in the sand because we're setting up on the beach. A few more conch stitches. And then after this, there's a little section of lace. So I am knitting this using yarn from Marianated Yarns, and she had a six color gradient in the purples, and I added one more color onto the end for the 7 required for the mystery knit along in addition to the main color. So my main color is this really soft, it's called Greige, kind of a beigey greige. It requires 2 of these, so I have these. And then this is Amethyst, which is my add-on color to the purple gradient. I didn't use all of this. This only started with 80, not 80 grams. That would be incorrect. 80 some odd, almost 90 yards. I'll need some more yardage, but I've got a spare skein, so that's fine. Then the gradient set is Purple Mountains Majesty, so this is the darkest. And the next one. So there's 3 of those. I don't think I can hold them all together. And then here's the next 3 light ones. Really pretty colors. That one bounced off the chair and is now on the floor, so I can't rescue it and show you anyway. These, but there's one in between there. That's on the floor. That's now the cat's interest. Is that yours now? Do you own that? So this is really fun. Really enjoying this one. Casapinka's mystery releases Saturday morning, whereas Lisa K. Ross's mystery clues release on Wednesday. I'm probably going to fall behind, but that's okay. It's really not a race, regardless of how fast everybody does stitch something. So that is that as far as my knitting projects go. Okay, let's start with the wonderful world of purchases. We'll start with before everything went a little bit crazy, because that is a story in and of itself. At the end of August, nope, at the end of July, 1st of August, I purchased this beautiful 4-skein set from Miss Babs. We have, let's see, this is After All. Next to it is Easily Amused. This is a Wild Iris. This was a one-off. Next to that is Picture Perfect, this sort of light pinky, purpley, it's really a beautiful color. And then at the very end is this Lilacs, a nice dark purple. So those 4 go together. And at the same time, Miss Babs had listed this, which is Pardon My French, and I thought it might work together as a really beautiful set of 5 colors. I think that will blend very, very nicely. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Mr. Stephen West has announced his mystery knit along coming up here for the fall. I've never done one of his. They're really intense, so I'm not sure if I really want to do it or if I want to wait and see more about what he has planned for it as it unfolds before I jump in. But his is called for a 5-skein set, and this might just work wonders. A very distinct possibility, but I really like how all the colors go together and play along quite nicely. Fun. My next yarny purchase was a selection of 5 mini skeins with the theme of Spirited Away. One of the dyers on Etsy was doing a Studio Ghibli combo themed Countdown to Christmas box, but they sold out before I had, decided to commit to it or not. But she had a few extras, and so she was selling them in little groups of 5. Like her whole theme had My Neighbor Totoro and Kiki's Delivery Service and Spirited Away, and there were 2 more. Maybe one was Princess Mononoke, and I can't remember the other one. Anyway, there were five total. So I purchased the little Spirited Away mini sets. I'm sorry for the crinkling. I haven't taken them out of packaging. They'll get all over the place if they do. So this is Haku. This is Remember Your Name. This one down here is Suit Sprites and Competio. This is Spirit Boat right here. And this one down here is Yubaba's Quarters. So they're really, really pretty. Go add them to my collection of I don't know what I'm going to do with all these mini skeins. See? Cat, no. We're going to pause while I wrangle the cat. Before we look at the next set of yarny purchases, let's look at a couple of non-yarny things that I picked up. They're enamel pins with a yarn theme. Over at Indie Untangled, they had Happy Lamaka, which I thought was absolutely adorable and hilarious and adorable mostly. They also had a pin in a matching design, which I picked up. And then Stitchery & Co. had a release of several different colors and pins and whatnot. And I picked up this Magic Frog pin. He's a ball of yarn on his lily pad with a magic wand. Cute. And then I bought this little ghosty one with the pumpkin as the ball of yarn. Fun. So those are my not so yarny purchases over the month. Cat's still misbehaving. We'll be right back. Alright, the next sets of yarny purchases, it all comes from a story. And that story starts when Miss Babs released her festive mini skein set for the holiday season. I went and I looked at the options she was offering. She had 3 different colorways based on, festivities at the end of the year. One was fireworks, one was fancy dresses, and the last one was champagne and roses. I looked at the mood boards, the idea boards, the pictures where the colors were being drawn from, and I really liked the roses and champagne. It looked like it was all nice warm browns and pinks, and I really liked the party dresses one as well. So I put in an order for 1 of each, and these you kind of have to jump on fast because Miss Babs sells out fast. So I have 2 advents coming from Miss Babs. On the next day, August 26th, the Miss Babs team released the names of the other colorways that would work excellently as a main skein. The Adventuresome wrap that I knit last year with my festive countdown holiday season box required, a 25 mini skein set with 1 main color to kind of tie them all together. So the 25th, they released the Advents. On the 26th, they released the names of the solids that would go well with it. So I looked it up. I saw which 2 would coordinate the best for the holiday kits that I bought, and I put in an order for 2 of those, 1 for each Advent. They haven't arrived yet. They should arrive like next week, so that's why you're not seeing them. Anyway, 2 of those, well, for free shipping, I needed some more yarn, so I threw in some more yarn to get free shipping. So that happened on the 26th. On the 27th, she being Miss Babs, released some beautiful yarns with a Halloween theme. And there were several purples, and I can't resist a purple. So I jumped on those right away. This one is Witchy Wardrobe. And I'm sure you guys have no questions why I purchased this. Blues, purples, nice dark purpley black. This one sold out almost immediately. I got one of those. It had to come home and live with me. Another couple purples. This is Hocus Pocus. Nice. And this wonderful, it's really a blurple. This is Sabrina. So, Hocus Pocus goes great, fantastic, with Witchy Wardrobe. The blurple, not so much, but that's okay. And then she had a lovely, beautiful gray that coordinated with many of these colors. This is Blue Crew. I picked up 2 because you never know when you need a neutral just to throw anything on your needles at any given time. And then I ordered one more of the coordinating colors for the Roses and Champagne. So this is Cordovan. I have another one in the mail coming with the other main skein for party dresses. But this will coordinate really, really nicely with the Roses and Champagne festive set. The reason why I chose 2 is because I read somewhere in reading the forums, and somebody had the idea to use the Roses and Champagne festive set for the Stephen West painting honeycomb shawl, which is on my list of things that I do want to do. I think I mentioned it last month. Anyway, so I needed 2 of those, so I got an extra one of those. Second here, while we reset. Not 20 minutes after I had pushed the order now button for the Halloween colors that I just showed you, I got an email that one of the colors had been redyed. And so I had said, notify me when this, restocks. And so I got the email that Posy had restocked. As you can see, this is a lovely light colored background, flecks of purple and pink. The cat's found the tissue paper and is making a bed in the tissue paper. Anyway. So Savannah Morse over at So Livy Dyes Yarn, you should guys check out her yarn blogs. She's knitting all sorts of sweaters and socks and shawls. She does it all, whereas I am a one-type knitter, shawls. We were discussing what colors I wanted to use to do the ice cream social. She is doing hers out of some beautiful earthy tones and a natural. I thought these would go great for my ice cream social, and I have some mini skeins up there in sort of bold or purples that I will use for my mini skeins. I should have pulled it down, but I didn't think. This is just what's arrived. Anyway, so I needed 2 of these, so I ordered 2 of these. Now, of course, I want free shipping, so I've got to order some more things for free shipping. This is Thoughtful. There we go. It is a nice, soft blue. Very nice. This will work well as a light color for things. This is a true pink. This is called Bikini Bottom. And this, let's see, what is this? Sincere. Is a really soft, light green. You can tell that Thoughtful and Sincere, they're related to each other, but one's a little blue and one's a little green. This is the blue one, that's the green one. Trying to look at yourself when it's not a mirror in the camera makes for fun times. So that's all the yarn that has arrived. There is more yarn that is coming, 2 countdown boxes, but those won't arrive until November, and I'll show you when I open those then. And then one more set of Cordovan lace murex, and I forget what other skeins of yarn I threw in to hit the minimum for free shipping. And then I did another order. They had added some cutter quilt yarn basket carry things around in their boutique, so I ordered a couple of those things, and those will show up probably Monday or Tuesday, but we're filming today, so you'll have something to look forward to when I go for my 1st of October update, since this is September, October, yes. Because of all this craziness, we are on a no-buy 4th quarter. I realize September is not technically in the 4th quarter, but it counts as no-buy 4th quarter. Because seriously, guys, usually I did 15 skeins in 3 days. That is bad mojo and hard on the pocketbook, and don't do that. Just don't. So there you go. That's all my wonderful yarn purchases over the course of the last month, and most of it happened in the past 3 days. Let me reset, and we've got some more fun stuff to talk about. So I know I don't usually talk about books here, pretty much because I read the cheesy romance, and actually lately I've been really obsessed with knitting and not reading, and I don't have an Audible account, and I know nothing about listening to books. I'm told it's really quite fabulous, and a lot of you like to do it, but I really like to read. Anyway, one of my best friends from college, she's self-publishes in 2 genres. She self-publishes in sci-fi and then clean romance. Just this past August, I'll show you this, she released Olivia, Training Her Heart. Get her name. There you go. That's Riverford is her pen name for the romance series. Anyway, these are clean, maybe kissing, that's about it. This is a nice, sweet story, well moving, good characters. There's not anybody, you know, in here that you absolutely hate. The heroine does not fall into the trope of too stupid to live. Anyway, so if you into clean, sweet, contemporary romance, go check out Riverford. She has several different series, and buy her books because she's my best friend and I love her. Well, life and stuff. Work's going pretty good. I'm learning new stuff every single day as we go along. It's good, you know, I like it. It's accounting, which is to say it's not terribly exciting, but I like not terribly exciting. This past week, school started on Monday, and then my division, that my department is part of this division, had a retreat, you know, and a get to know you and team building exercises. And I am 100% bad attitude when it comes to team building exercises. I hate them with a passion that borders on irrational. It all stems from 4th grade when I used to just walk home from school if we had to play a kickball tournament because I hated it so much. I hate kickball. I'm going home. School eventually learned to call my mom whenever I was missing and kickball was happening because I'd usually walk home. It's only, I mean, seriously, the school, it took 5 minutes to walk to school. I would just walk home because I was done with this. I'm not playing this. I'm not playing this kickball. So they had it up the canyon at a family camp area that's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and they thought for team building it would be fun to mix us all up and play the Amazing Race. Fantastic. Let's team build with people who I never interact with. I couldn't tell you any of their names 3 days later. And, you know, the Amazing Race, you know, whole concept is we run from this end of the family compound all the way over to the other end of the compound to play some mini golf, do the challenge thing, kind of run all the way back to the other side to do some other team building fun activity and put that together, and then back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. I didn't mind mini golf. I like mini golf. I didn't mind the cornhole challenge. That was all right. But guys, I'm fat. I don't move very fast. This is a competition. I do have a little bit of a competitive streak, but I've really had to squash that just because I'm fat, and the only reason I'm fat is because I like to eat, and let's be realistic about this. You know, it's my own damn fault, but c'est la vie. Anyway, so I was 100% bad attitude by the time that we finally got dragging into the cross the finish line. And of course we weren't first. We were like next to last, if not last. I'm not really sure where we came in. So I pointed to the very thin and athletic extrovert who loves these things. And I shook my finger at him and I said, "Not size inclusive." Probably not one of the best impressions you want to make on a person, but I was just 100% bad attitude, and I knew it was my problem, and you just suck it up and deal with it. This is fine. This is fine. One day a year you can get out here and play these stupid games and run all over this place, but I didn't like it at all. Well, to add insult to injury, since it is the COVID times, we had box lunches, so I, wandered over. Look, here's a ham sandwich and a chicken salad and a turkey, and I feel like a turkey sandwich. So I pick up my box for the turkey sandwich, open it up to see what kind of chips are in there, because it's always an assortment of chips, and I get the jalapeno chips, and I don't like the jalapeno chips, so I close my box and I go to open another box to see what chips are in there, and the girl on the other side says, "Please take the box that you touch because of COVID." And I about did a murder, you guys. I didn't say anything, but I was really frustrated at this point in time because I'm a picky eater. I'll eat anything that I like, and I'll eat a lot of it, but I'm kind of a picky eater, and I wasn't going to eat no jalapeno chips. mean, if you're going to have a variety of stuff and you know you're going to have picky eaters, why can we not get our box, be handed the type of sandwich that we want, be handed the type of potato chips that we want, be handed the type of dessert that we want, you know, and why is it okay for me to fish a cold soda, a can of soda out of a big bowl of ice that everybody else's little grubby hands have been in to fish stuff out, their drinks out of, but I can't open another box to see if I've got potato chips that I like. Anyway, I finally found some, not finally, there were a couple of us going, huh, what chips did you want? And so I managed to trade the jalapeno chips to somebody who had salt and vinegar chips. The salt and vinegar chips went to somebody who had plain chips, and I got the plain chips. So that worked out pretty good after we did some presto changeo, rearrangeo on the whole potato chip situation. And then I got to go home and sit in my little cave and play with my little spreadsheets, and the world was much, much better. So, I hate team building. The only team building that I've been to that I've actually really enjoyed was when it was just, you know, my department. So there were about 26 of us, based more or less, and they divided us up into teams, and we went over to one of those escape room type places, and we each got a different escape room and solved it. I really liked that because I felt like I was contributing to the success of the whole, and it didn't rely at all on me being able to run from one end of family camp to the other end of family camp. Anyway, I like that. That was a good team building one. What else have we got going on? The neighbors across the street are going to sell their house. I wish I could buy it. Zillow says it's valued at, you know, $541,000. I don't know if Zillow's a little high or a little low or a little average, but that's certainly way more than I can afford for a house, which is too bad. I mean, living at Mom and Dad's houses is not bad, but I'm 47. I should be able to live on my own, and I am capable of living on my own. It's just that where I live, there's an evil dictator of an HOA president who's just crazy, and I can't with her anymore because in like 1 week we had missives about the garbage cans, the bike racks, visitor parking, electric stuff. I can't with that woman. Anyway, so definitely need to sell the condo, but trying to find something that's not in an HOA that I can afford. And I don't want a big lot, and the lot across the street over there is not huge, you know, it's mostly lawn. I can hire the neighbor kid to mow the lawn. It'd be nice if I could buy the house across the street, but like I say, that's too much. That's too much for, I can't afford that. I can't afford the mortgage. I did run the numbers because accountant, so of course I did. That's that. My sister needs a job. If my sister had a full-time job, then we could afford the house, because then it would be a 2-income family. So that's kind of all that's been going on. The door's open today because nobody's home. So the dog is over here snoring. I don't know if you heard him before. Princess was over there over my shoulder. I don't know where she's gone now. I think she got tired of us. I guess I'll set to work getting everything edited up, and maybe you'll see this on Monday or Tuesday. What is today? I don't know. It's Saturday in September of 2021, whatever today is. Maybe it's the 3rd? Maybe it's the 4th? I don't know. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for sticking around. To everybody who's been here from the very beginning. Thank you to all of you who have stopped in for the first time. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button. Leave a comment if you've got something fun to say. Kindness is all that matters. Needed. Helps the world go round. Remember, you guys, one step forward, one step up. Show a little kindness. Doesn't cost you anything. Hugs and stitches, everybody. Bye.